Concrete Raising Product Comparison. Brought to you by Concrete Chiropractor. The trusted leading experts in concrete raising since 2000. The Concrete Chiropractor team has dedicated over 4 decades to concrete construction. During that time, we have developed a reputation as trusted leading experts in concrete raising. In this video, we compare cement grout to polyisocyanate foam to show you, the customer, why we say no to adding polyfoam. We challenge industry claims and misrepresentations based on scientific reports from civil and environmental engineers, along with health experts. While we could have chosen to add any product to our successful business operation, our conclusion was that polyisocyanate offered no benefit, but came with associated risk and liability to our customers, employees, and environment. In this video, we reference reports from the following: Centers for Disease Control, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, New Jersey Institute of Technology. The main cause of concrete settlement is the consolidation of backfilled soil around a home or building. After backfill, concrete is poured on top of the unstable soil. As soil consolidation takes place over a period of years, concrete settlement occurs. To help avoid concrete settlement, subsoils should be placed in layers of not more than 1 foot and followed by mechanical compaction as shown. However, this step is often skipped. Claim: polyfoam will expand into and compact surrounding soil. Material remains on the top surface of the soil. Fact: material will not travel several feet and compact the base. Claim: polyfoam is lightweight and will not lead to further sinking like cement grout. But the average 2-story home on soil weighs 240,000 to 360,000 pounds. As loose soils settle, so will the polyfoam. Fact: the cause of concrete settlements is loose fill, not weight. Polyfoam strength versus cement grout. Polyfoam has an average compressive strength of 100 pounds per square inch. The 2-part chemical mix cannot be altered to achieve higher strength. At a 1:12 mix, cement grout provides a superior strength of 500 pounds per square inch over polyfoam. Unlike polyfoam, cement portions can be increased to achieve strengths as high as 5,000 pounds per square inch. Fact: cement grout can achieve up to 50 times the compressive strength of polyfoam. In this side-by-side comparison, we test cement grout stability in water against polyfoam. While cement grout ratios can be altered to achieve compressive strengths of up to 5,000 psi, polyfoam technical data show psi strengths of only 100 psi. For the fairest comparison, we use our minimum cement mix ratio of 1:12, which tests at 561 psi, or over 5.5 times the strength of polyfoam. Here is an actual polyfoam example from a failed poly job which we had serviced. As you can see, the product can be easily compressed with 2 fingers. Here is a grout mix example. It is strong, durable, and does not compress. Let us see how they perform now as water is introduced. Notice as water enters, the polyfoam floats to the water surface while the cement grout stays in place. We ran this test for a total of 1 hour and 15 minutes, but for time purposes, we transition to the end so we can remove the products and compare results. Let's see how the products performed. The cement grout remained solid and intact. The product could not be compressed or crumbled. While the polyfoam remained spongy and compressible by hand. Product facts. The cement grout remains stable and in place. Cement ratios can be increased to achieve up to 5,000 psi strength for special applications, unlike polyfoam, which is limited to 100 psi and cannot be altered on site. Claim: polyfoam does not wash out, allowing concrete to settle. Fact: polyfoam will not prevent subsoil erosion due to water and will settle as shown. All water issues must be corrected to prevent erosion and failure, regardless of product used. While mudjacking and polyholes are minimally different in size, that is where the similarities end. Let us discuss hole size, then share job photos showing true, actual results. Mudjacking access holes are 1 inch, or the size of this quarter, while a polyfoam hole is 5/8 of an inch. We place a dime on top of the quarter to show the actual size difference. But why is this minimal 3/8 inch difference in hole size insignificant? Let us show you why. Here is an actual job photo. Notice our 1 inch drill bit next to a previously patched poly hole. This is the same job with our 1 inch patch on the right. As clearly shown, hole size is secondary to your choice of contractor and the skill level of their crew. A significant concern is permanent staining to your concrete, joints, and home siding from polyfoam. Here are actual photos of stains and damage left behind from polyfoam contractors. Don't be fooled into focusing on hole size. Focus on what is truly important, your choice of contractor. Polyfoam flammability, reactivity, and toxicity. Polyfoam is a two-part product which contains polyols and isocyanates, or two separate drums of Part A and Part B. Each of the products have a separate MSDS, or Material Safety Data Sheet. You can request these separate sheets, which will list the flammability, toxicity, and reactivity of each product. Flammability and reactivity. These highly reactive polyfoam chemicals have a history of generating heat as the two parts are mixed and injected. This has resulted in spontaneous combustion, where the product had burst into flames. This has led to lawsuits and claims of neurological injuries, cognitive deficits, dizziness and blurred vision, weakness and fatigue, depression and chronic pain. Polyfoam toxicity. In addition to flammability and reactivity, MSDS sheets must disclose toxicity along with any associated health risks that can affect the body and organs. The Centers for Disease Control, along with the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health (NIOSH) website state that workers exposed to diisocyanates may develop serious or fatal respiratory disease, as severe asthma and deaths from exposure and sensitization to the product have been reported. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration states, isocyanates include compounds classified as potential human carcinogens are known to cause cancer in animals. NIOSH lists the following personal protective equipment, or PPE, when installing the product: eye protection or face shield, proper respirator, rubber or nitrile gloves, coveralls for skin. Along with, a medical monitoring program should be established for the early detection and prevention of the acute and chronic effects of exposure to isocyanates. The worker's physician should be given information about the adverse health effects of exposure to isocyanates and the worker's potential for exposure. NIOSH. Negative environmental impact from polyfoams and plastics have led to recent bans. Some of these products take up to 500 years to break down. So, let's follow the environmental impact of using polyfoam to raise concrete from start to finish. Polyfoam is a petroleum-based product captured from oil wells. The product is then transferred to a refinery, while the carbon footprint increases from transport and refining. Then from the refinery to a warehouse distributor. Where the drums of polyisocyanate, polyfoam, are finally shipped to the contractor. Polyfoam is then injected under the concrete until a number of years when the concrete will typically be replaced, at which time the concrete is removed and brought to a concrete recycling facility where it is crushed and reused. But not the polyfoam. This chemical, known as isocyanate, is considered a contaminant, which is not accepted at concrete recycling facilities. This sticky polyfoam material must be separated from the concrete at an additional labor cost, then disposed of at a landfill or recycling facility at a much higher disposal cost than concrete. At a higher dollar cost to you, along with the negative impact on our environment, does injecting more plastics or polyfoam really make sense? Cement, a strong, trusted material for thousands of years. Concrete Chiropractor, the trusted leading experts in concrete raising since 2000.